So then, the cars got underway for their second looping navigational stage, similar to the controversial stage that happened earlier in the week, where many of the top 9 car competitors received time penalties. The leading driver going into today's stage was Hiroshi Mashioka with his Pajero Mitsubishi. Down the side of the dune he went, and the car just looked so finely balanced, handling what seemed to be a lot differently to the other Mitsubishis. Or was it just the way that the cameras caught him fighting over the dunes? By the time Mashioka came to the finish, though, he had extended his overall lead with a truly stunning drive to beat Schlesser, Sousa and Kleinschmidt. Mashioka was quickest through the stage, nearly 20 minutes faster than Schlesser. Schlesser hoping to keep in touch overall, but of course another 20 minutes behind the overall leader was not what the Frenchman was expecting. Schlesser was second, third was Sousa, 38 minutes behind Mashioka in a stage of just over 7 hours for the majority of the competitors. 7 hours, 3 weeks of it on the Dakar. A truly stunning event by many of the drivers. Sousa third, Jutta Kleinschmidt. She was fourth today in her Pajero, some 40.5 minutes back of the overall winner, Mashioka. Down the side of the enormous dune she went, on the brakes all of the way, and once she was off them, the jumps were catching many of the people out. Some going fast, some going slow. The extra guard fitted to the front of the car, but today she's saying it's a high-speed stage, but very stony, quite a few corners, but we have to concentrate very hard to avoid those big stones. Today we just have to finish without losing too much time. It really must be one of the most difficult stages of the rally. But that guard to prevent some of the camel grass coming in through the gill and onto the radiator, eventually taking a little bit too much camel grass as she went over one of the dunes. The Mitsubishi getting totally beached and no other option but to dig the thing out. Co-driver Andreas Schultz guiding her away around the tump. Shinazuka was fifth, another 14 minutes back of his teammate Kleinschmidt. Shinazuka way down overall after nearly 24 hours worth of penalty. Stefan Orard, the Belgian, 57 minutes back of Mashioka. He was 6th overall in his buggy, whilst Thierry Delaverne, he was 7th today. Another 5 minutes back of Orard. Serbia seems to be having his daily problem of tyres, this time changing the left-hand rear after a massive dent in the rim. Serbia now 2 hours behind the overall leader of the event after having led the rally overall earlier this week. Jean-Pierre Fontenay in his Mitsubishi having to stop as well. Here he explains to us that actually it's the steering rack mounting points that have disassembled themselves, so no other option but sump guard off and reattach the steering rack. Here we are on board with Bruno Sabi, and the co-driver saying, let's go right-handed around this village, and we'll go about 300 meters out of our way to avoid the village. Here we go. K right and avoid the village, and therefore a safer route around it. Stefan Pederhansel continues to lead in the T1 class for relatively standard stock showroom machinery. And of course, when you are in one of the villages in Mauritania, all is quiet and the pace of life very slow before the Dakar arrives. Another 364 and a half days of the year, it all goes quiet once more. Mashioka victorious by as good as 20 minutes over Schlesser, the last thing that the Frenchman needed. Mashioka winning, Souza chasing hard, Kleinschmidt and Shinazuka. Schlesser holding up his own mark in amongst the Japanese Mitsubishis. And overall, Mashioka continues to lead, but this time by 37 minutes from Schlesser.
Today is perfectly. So we have this morning at 6, they start, and every car is passes in the special. So after we are good to concentrate, pass Nenga. So good day, very happy.
Maximum attack?
No, 90%. We have 10% margin.
Bom, hoje perdemos e ficamos.
Souza saying, today I caught Schlesser very quickly, and I thought I was going slowly at the time, but I think that it was myself who was going very fast. After this, I lost my way for a short time. Nothing else. It's pretty well normal in that sort of stage.
Nada demais. O normal deste tipo de provas.
Mas achaste que esta prova foi mais dura que ontem? Foi mais
was the stage harder than yesterday? Yes, I think it seems to be harder and harder every day because we are tired. But I'm happy with my car. I remember when I was in T1, it was harder because of the suspension. Today, my car is very comfortable.
Suspensões magníficas, andam espetacularmente bem, até dá gosto andar num carro destes.
Continue on in the Dakar, 11 tons for the Kamaz truck, but of course with 850 brake horsepower. Monsters of the desert indeed, and to go tip to tail, if they get that descent wrong, would certainly be disastrous. However, Lepre continued to lead late last night going into the stage, but at least so far as he was concerned, some 3 hours 20 minutes ahead of the Kamaz of Chagin. The Sugawara Hino going into the stage this morning, third overall, but as good as 5 hours behind the leader. Tomorrow, a relatively short stage to give the crews a chance to recover from today's difficult stage. At least that's what the organisers thought. Therefore, the route from Tajika to Tajit, a relatively short one, 230 kilometres right into the picturesque town in the middle of Mauritania. A real jewel in the crown town awaits the Dakar 2001. Join us for more very soon.